Hello, and welcome back to the David Watson podcast. Today, I was talking to Matt. Matt is a friend from school. Went to primary school, secondary school. And that's about as much as I'm going to tell you. Because one of the things that happens while Matt and I are talking about his current life is how we broke into the conversation that I wanted to talk to him about. So, as always, thank you for listening. I hope you enjoy the episode. And please like and subscribe. Hello, mate.
You're right, boss. How are
Welcome
we?
to the
I'm
podcast,
good, boss.
mate.
How are you, my friend?
This is a strange one.
Dave!
This is a strange one.
Mate. This is going to be emotional. I hope they're ready. How are we, my brother?
Well, so this is for people that listen to this. Give you some background. Matt, this is Matthew, and Matt is actually the oldest friend I have. We've known each other. I was 49 during the week, and we've known each other for about 42 of those years.
Yeah, my friend. Amesbury, Christ the King, all the way back.
Yeah.
Here we go.
So I'm talking to Matt tonight. But before that, I was just explaining to Matt, I was helping a guy called Carlton, who's my business partner, learn to swim. And what I was about to say to Matt that we would find strange is because Matt and I both surf and stuff like that. So we're used to just being chucked around in the water, going underwater and everything like that. And in fairness to Carlton, he actually, when you look at him swim, he definitely could be a powerful swimmer. He's certainly well built for it and everything like that. And he certainly looks like, for somebody that's never really done front crawl, he looks like he could really do it.
He could go. Yeah.
But I couldn't grasp, and it didn't register with me immediately, because I've taught people to swim before, right? It didn't register with me immediately why he was struggling to breathe. And then it was just like, oh. And he was like, oh, my glasses. And there was always, I was like, no. So I swapped goggles with him. No, goggles are fine. I couldn't get him to go, and I realised I couldn't get him to go underwater. Yeah. He doesn't like being underwater. And it's a funny thing for people to say. Yeah, but it's a funny thing when you spend as much time under the water, because I mean, you and I, and you've done it fucking hundreds of hours more than me. You and I have gone but do you remember when you took me crab catching? But do you remember when you took me crab catching? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And you and I were going sort of 20, 30 foot, and you were doing that all every year.
All day long, baby. All day long.
And I've swam since I was about 5 years old. So, and that's what I'm saying is, because you and I literally a lot of our hobbies are water based. It doesn't occur to us that people don't like being underwater, because it's a very natural place for you and me to be. I know the idea of surfing is to be on the board, but that's not how it works out.
Trust me, you spend more time underwater than you do on the board.
Yeah.
As you well know, you sat on me many a time wiping out my friends.
But and when you get wiped out by waves and you're getting smashed, you're always hitting you're just fucking always on the sort of 50% away from drowning.
But you see, the thing is, we say down here, you're not a true surfer till you learn to wipe out, take two on the head, and come up smiling, going, "That was a good one."
Yeah.
It's about being comfortable in that uncomfortable situation. It's about finding joy in that pity, my friend. And there's something very twisted about us surfers and anybody that's into the British water sports scene. Who wants to put on wetsuits, freezing cold, covered in ice?
You don't do it for the weather.
On a February morning, on a Cornish beach with a big smile on your face, with your and it's going to be nothing. But when you come out, mate, there's something twisted about us. The's got to be.
I tell you what,
we're not normal. We're not normal. We can't be normal to enjoy that sort of mentality.
You're definitely not doing it for the weather.
I don't know. Sometimes down here in Cornwall, mate, we do get it. You know what I mean? Those sunny board short, only for an hour, but we do get it every now and again.
Like you say, but the tends to be the best surf tends to be in the winter around here.
Mm-hmm.
And
100%. Those winter swells, a bit of power, bit of push, bit of good, I love them.
So what I concluded with Carlton, who I know Carlton really. Carlton was my business partner with Cashmere Rags, the other podcast and business, and he I tell you now, 4 weeks from now, he'll be fucking smashing it, because he's like that. That is his mentality. Yeah. But I was just like, we finished, as soon as I realised he didn't like being underwater, I took him to the deep end. And I was like, no, you just got to hold your breath and get comfortable holding your breath being underwater.
Yeah. You just got to do it.
Yeah. And there's no other way.
We say a lot in this. Panic's going to kill you in a rip. Panic's going to kill you. You go against the rip, it's going to kill you. But if you let the rip take you and you use fear as a tool rather than...
But it's easy.
Fear will keep you alive. It makes you switched on. It keeps you aware of what's going on.
But the only people that
take
can
that
say
rational
that
away from you.
But the problem is, the only people that can say that are people who aren't panicking.
Yeah, it's when you're comfortable.
When you're panicking, you don't give a shit. You're like a fucking cat that's fallen into the pond. You'll fucking grab hold of anything.
I saw fear in your eyes a few times when I paddled you out, and some of the stuff I paddled you out in, my friend. And it was like, oh, hang on, no, Dave, you could, come on. And then Big Wave Dave was born. T-Rex arms, here he comes.
Oh, yes. I tell you, man, I've had panic in my eyes on more than one occasion and went out surfing.
Oh, yeah. And it gave me nothing but pure pleasure when I saw it from the shoulder, my friend, when that wave took you on the head. Hey, you got a good one!
Oh, mate, they're just... It is... I mean, surfing is like that, though. Surfing, especially for me, because I don't surf very often at all. And there's that frustration of when, like this time when I went to France, I think I said to you on the phone when you and I were talking that, honestly, because I probably hadn't had any real surf time for a few years. Yeah. Get in the water, and your brain is like, well, this is, you know what to do. Yep. I missed umpteenth waves, and every time I popped, I just fell straight off. I looked like somebody had never surfed. And it took about...
Brand new kick troop, eh? Brand new backsail kick.
It took about a day and a half, maybe about a day and a half. And then suddenly it all clicked. And I remember just going down this face, and I was just like, oh, thank fuck. Because
mate, with everything I've just been through recently, which we're going to a bit later, most probably.
We will.
The first wave I had after everything. Oh, it meant I was back. It meant fuck you to the world. It meant everything. And to have it with the lad that I had it with, and the day I had, mate, it was beyond special to me. It's reawakens the froth in me, my friend.
Well, the funny thing is, not funny, ha. 2 seconds. I'm just gonna
go for it, my friend.
Just making sure. Yeah. This is recording. I think it's recording. So people are going to see this, what I'm doing. Yeah. Oh, if it's not recording, tough. I might edit this out. I might not.
It's fine.
Something's changed on my laptop, and I can't see that it's recording anymore. I have to come out of it and go back in.
To see if you can.
I don't know. Well, funny enough, you said we're going to get into it in that, but we are going to talk about it, right? And I've given this some thought. Right, I've given this some thought.
Go. Yeah.
No. Let me finish.
Watson's philosophy.
Let me finish. No.
Philosophy. Here we go.
No. Is weirdly, right? And I'm caveating this. I'm explaining this to people because you and I have known each other a long time, and we've already talked about it. We have already talked about it. But you and I have, like I said, we're the oldest friends either one of us has, right?
We are indeed.
And I know people like, I'm building this up, but that's not why I'm building it up. I'm building it up because you've got to understand that Matt and I will talk about this with very little, not necessarily sympathetically or as empathetically as you might think we would. And I don't want you to think we're not taking it seriously.
Warts and all. No, this is very serious.
It's not that I don't, because you and I are laughing about it. And what we're talking about is that you're terminally dying with cancer.
I got about 10. I've got about 2.5 well, my medical team say that I've got 2.5 months to 12 weeks to live with terminal brain cancer that's now spread to my abdomen. So I got my Parker disability badge the other day.
Well, this is the thing is, I don't want people to take this like that we don't love each other and we're not going to miss each other.
No, this is pure love. This is pure brother love, my friends.
But it is. It is pure love. But the fact of the matter
this is men's mental health in front of you, my friends.
It's like my mum said to me. So I'm just gonna say this to people, right? My mum's like,
how is she? Is she all right?
Yeah.
How is your mum?
My mum's
I
fine,
love
but
your
mum
mum.
says, I said to my mum, she goes, "Oh, what are you doing?" I said, "I'm about to talk to Matt." And she went, "Oh, is that Matt that lives in Devon or Cornwall?" I went, "No, it's Matt's got cancer, mum." Yeah, but he lives in Devon or Cornwall. Yeah, he also has cancer.
Yeah, but he's the one that got.
I said, "I know quite a few Matts, and with this one, we don't need to use the location, mum. He's dying of cancer." Right, yeah, right. So for those that are listening to this on audio, Matt's just taken his head off, and he's got no
I used to
hair.
be called Ginge. I used to be called Ginge.
He's been called a lot of things.
Believe it or not.
Right.
Oh yeah, a lot. Skoda, a lot.
So, and it's funny because that's kind of how that relationship with you and I is.
Yeah, mate. Always has been from day one, from school.
Yeah, and
I was,
I don't want people to
always
think.
the outcast, mate. But you were always there in my shadows.
Yeah, no, well, this is the thing, is because you and I have always been friends. We've never, from such a young age, and
No, never.
and like yeah. So explain to people what what dying disease you've got.
Oh, right, Jesus, right, guys, here we go.
Where did it start?
Basically, it all start. Here's the quick medical breakdown for you. It all started basically back in January. Oh, I did something very stupid 4.5 years ago. I jumped off some rocks and tried to kill myself.
Yeah.
When ex-fiance left me during the first lockdown. Like a completely different story. But I did some damage to me ribs, basically, me and my spine that they didn't pick up at the time. Come January, I started to go down with this huge chest pain in my left side, ended up in intensive care, blah, blah, blah. They did CT scans, MRI scans, they sorted that out. Towards the end of that little visit, you're talking now the end of February, I get a visit at the end of the bed one night from this Asian doctor go, "Mr. Oldfield, I like to be called Ginge." I go, "Ginge is me," I hide behind it. "Ginge, you call me Ginge. Ginge, it looks like we found something in your right lung. We'd like to run some tests on you." A couple of days later, they discharged me. I get a letter through from oncology and my lung specialists. I have to go in for a CT scan. Then the cancer word's used. Then I have to go for this thing called an MRI scan, and another cancer word is used. And I get sent for this PT scan, which is really weird. They inject you with this radioactive shit, lock you in this room for ages, and treat you like something from Chernobyl, from back in the 80s, day, what we witnessed. Medical suits and everything, an x-ray, with that lot. And then on my birthday, they actually sent me for my biopsy, and I got the results back that, it's small cell lung cancer, mate,
So
and funny enough,
happy birthday to you, you're dying.
yeah, on my birthday. Me old dear, my mum was down here at the same time. Leaving that day.
Even for me, that's a bit rough.
That was like, yeah. It wasn't until they actually got the needle in the back of me in the MRI scan as they're doing the autopsy that they go, "Oh, it's your birthday, Ginge." And it's like, yeah. Cheers, guys. So no,
I've just got to add this because I thought it was a bit rough last Wednesday when I was at work on my birthday. But I'm going to give you top trumps. You're going to have top trumps.
I've got to win one every now and again, fella, even for an old Ginge.
I'll probably win next year because you won't be here.
Well, mate, I'm a cheap Christmas present.
You fucking are now, mate, I tell you.
Get me the same you got me last year. Fuck all.
But
anyway,
in pink.
in pink and better this time.
But just like anyway, last year, I will be thinking about you again.
Well, fuck all and on my own. But anyway, so yeah, it came back as small cell cancer, and I went and saw my oncologist, Dr. Taylor, amazing guy, absolute ledge. And he basically went, "You're pretty young, you're pretty fit, you're pretty healthy." I'd lost my old man 4.5 years previous to exactly the same thing. Feel pretty sorry for my mum for that one. But anyway, different story. But yeah, ended up going to see him, and he was like, "You're young, you're fit, we're going to hit you hard, we're going to hit you solid." And so from basically the middle of May until end of August, they hit me 5 days a week, double radiotherapy, double chemotherapy. Me being a bit of a silly twat, I couldn't handle being on the ward, so I ended up sleeping in hammocks in the farmers' fields around Cornwall, listening to my music and doing my painting and just living my life the best I can, and only turn up for appointments when I needed to. Then they did this radiotherapy thing on my brain. Sorry if this is going on, guys. It stops in a second.
No. I want you to explain it to people.
They did this radiotherapy cleanup thing on your brain, which basically stops the cancerous cells they've broken down, breaking into your blood form to get into your brain to cause cancer in your brain. It's like artillery shells, if you like. It's not pinpointed like a sniper rifle. It's the whole brain. They do you. And I reacted really bad to that. It was like, that was bad, man. That wasn't good. That was a rough 2 weeks. Big up to my big love, Ivor. He helped me out so much, taking me to appointments. They had to stop that, and they rushed me in for emergency treatment and to see what was going on. And that's when they realised that the little bugger had done something during all that treatment nobody else in 48 years had ever achieved to do. And actually, during all that chemo and everything else, I managed to find my brain right in my balance sensor. So it went from almost curable single cell lung cancer, which, if you know anything about cancer, isn't a good one, to incurable, like then 2 weeks ago, brain cancer. You got a few months to live, mate, and you're going out that way. To which I say, bring it on. I'm still here fighting. I don't deny it. It's there. I can feel it. You know, I'm on quite severe meds and morphine and stuff like that, but I'm still surfing. I'm still skating. And that's my medical. That's where I stand medically at the moment. I'm waiting on more MRI scans to come back to see about maybe brain surgery, if it's going to buy me proper time.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna sacrifice that if I'm going to spend 4 weeks in an intensive care bed with tubes in to give me 3 weeks in a bed in hospital. No, I'm going to live.
Yeah. You got to be
able
to.
You know me, brother.
But like, if you've got to spend 4 weeks in hospital, you want to have 5 years of living good.
Yes, yeah. If they give me those odds, I'm jumping at that. I'm in that ring and I am slugging. But I'm not doing the weeks. I'm not doing. No. I've seen that. I've been in and out of hospital. You know my history, man. I'm not doing that. I'm not that man. I can't. There's the fight.
So
I'm going to go bold here for you guys. I don't know if you're seeing this, but I'm going bold.
No, it's all good. Well, some people will listen to it on audio. Some people will watch it on YouTube.
That's fine by me, boss. Whatever they want.
Yeah. So for people that are listening, Matt's taking his hat off, and you can see he's got no hair. And to be fair, he did have a good head of hair. He had a good head of hair. Yeah, man.
I had the old peaky going. But I'm actually happy that because of the radiotherapy, I've only lost the hair where they've zapped mainly on the brain.
Yeah.
So some of the eyebrows are gone. But I'm so happy the beard's back, man. When I look in the mirror now, I used to see cancer.
Yeah.
Now I look in the mirror, I see old Matt. Yeah. I don't see cancer. I've got my beard back. Yeah, I've always had my beard, mate. You know me.
Yeah.
Original hipster.
So, just like, how much of it is like? So, I'm trying to understand, because I think one of these things is we all like to assume what we would do if the roles were reversed.
Yeah.
Right. Everyone likes to assume, and it's the same as if I won the lottery, I did this, I would do this. If I was a billionaire, I'd do this. You know, if I had cancer, I would do this. Everybody has this kind of idea of a hypothetical situation where their wisdom would be greater than the person's wisdom that's living through the experience. And so, how much of it is there just? You have to. Actually, I'm gonna twist back a second. I'm gonna twist back. Do you remember? I know you weren't there, but do you remember the story of when I nearly drowned in Portugal?
Yeah.
So for those who don't know, I nearly drowned surfing in Portugal because basically I was a fucking idiot and surfing when nobody else was, and it was too big. And
that involved rips as well, didn't it, Dave?
That what?
That involved rips as well, didn't it, Dave?
No. There was no. I just got pushed under and got held under.
Oh, that was at Bamford, was it? The rips, yeah. Bamford, the rips.
Yeah, Bamford was the rips. Yeah. that was actually that's the one. That's where panic kicked in over the situation.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't in any danger, and nor was the other guy, and it was the other guy shouting.
That panicked you.
Yeah. He started shouting.
Everything.
Don't leave, I'm drowning. Don't leave, I'm drowning. And for people that don't know, if you're stuck in a rip, you can't help the other guy. All right? And this is the first thing lifeguards will teach you. But surfers know this. You cannot help somebody who's panicking.
It's the same as Everest, mate.
Yeah, and also people don't realise this. If you're in trouble yourself, you're not in a position to help somebody else. You will be the one that drowns trying to be a hero. Right, and to make it worse, what actually happened, and I'll get back to the Portugal thing, and we'll get back to Matt in a second. There ended up being this fucking kiddie like 18 years old, blonde flowing locks, fucking ripped like an Adonis, who towed me back in as he paddled. He paddled through the fucking rip as I was just fucking a helpless middle-aged fat white guy on a board. So that was like humble pie. That was humble pie. And the funny thing is, about 10 minutes later, 20 minutes later, I was talking to the kiddie because he wasn't. I didn't know him. He just got, about 20 of us got caught in this rip. It was it caught everybody out. I was talking to him afterwards, and he said, "Yeah, he just fucking panicked." And this is like why it's important to understand. He panicked, and he was next to the rocks, so he could have just climbed off his board and walked out of the water. And he nearly drowned because panic set in.
So sometimes what is directly in front of you, my friend, is so blatantly
but seriously,
obvious. It is
if he'd have
unreal.
climbed off the board, his feet would have probably touched the rocks below him because there was loads of rocks, and people are sitting there.
The amount of people that I have saved from sheer panic drowning at Fistral Beach, Tolkar and Great Western, just by picking them up by their shoulders and saying, "Stand up, mate."
Yeah, people
stand up. You're in knee-depth water. Your head.
Yeah, and
stand up.
Yeah, people don't understand how it is when panic kicks in. So anyway, going back to this thing. When I was in Portugal and I nearly drowned, I just getting chucked under by the water, and then getting sucked back up, chucked under again, sucked back up, and I dislocated my left shoulder, and everything like that. And people sort of like, "Did you panic?" And the answer was at the end. There was a point where I was just. I don't know how to explain this level of exhaustion. Right, the fight is gone. That's happened. Right, and I'm literally just like a rag doll under the water. And the only difference is I was like a rag doll anyway, but I was fighting, and now I'm just a rag doll. Right, and there was literally no energy in me, and there was this moment where I just realised I was going to drown. And there was nothing. I was powerless.
You just give up. Yeah. It's just It's got me.
But it's not.
I'm done.
But I gave up because I realised I was powerless. I was in no position to do anything. Physically, mentally, it's just like, this is how it is. And then literally 3, maybe 4 waves later, I was in front of the next set. There was a pause in front of the next set, and I was able to paddle, get on my board, and just paddle back in. And it was just like, fuck.
Yeah. Sit on the beach, shaking a bit, taking your leash
I walked straight off the beach, having a sulk. I walked straight off the beach and walked past Duncan and Michaela. I walked past, because the beach was rammed. The beach was packed. So this is what I'm saying about inexperience. There's a beach full of surfers. Why isn't anyone out there?
Yeah.
But I went out there and managed to get out back. So did Dunk, so Michaela, right? They came in because they realised, actually, this isn't me. I thought I can fucking surf this, right? So anyway, I just walked straight back to the car, walked past Michaela and Dunk. I'm not surfing anymore. And went straight back to the car.
I'm done. Yeah. I'm done. I'm out.
And I just remember the excruciating. I managed to get my wetsuit, peel the upper part of my wetsuit off. And it was only a little summer suit. And I just remember the pain in my left shoulder. I just started, fucking tears were coming down my arm. And so it was coming down my face. I was just like, fuck. That
Mate, no pain, no gain. No pain, no gain. When that you ache after a good day of skate and surf, you know you've had a good day. You've had a good day. When you're aching, at the moment, my knee is so sore from a skate the other day. It's like, but I had to, bro.
So no going pain, back no to so going back to my original question where I was taking this is so I wasn't putting on a brave face. Everything was beyond my control, and circumstances were what they were, and it had nothing to do with me. There was nothing I could do about it, and I'm here, and that's all there is to it.
You're on the ride. You're in the ride. What else can you do?
So how much of it is that with you? Just actually, it is what it is. There's nothing I can do about it.
My choices are one or two. I can go down a dark, deep rabbit hole right now and think about regrets and things and everything. I mean, we all have regrets. We all have those nights where you laid in bed and suddenly, oh shit, did I do that as a kid? Honestly, oh no, did I?
Yeah.
Honestly, did I? Or I can go the opposite way and look at it like I'm in quite a unique situation, which I am. My reality, which I've had to come to terms with quite rapidly, and I still am, guys. I am no fucking deathbed philosopher here. I am just me. Okay, so don't take what I say as words of God or wisdom or anything. It's just how I see things. And you know me, Watson, I see things differently to most people. But my reality now in life is completely different. It's shit what I am going through, guys. There's no denying that. But I'm no miracle. I wasn't going to be the one person that lived forever. That's the reality of the lives we live. That's become more relevant now with the news and the situation I live in, if you understand that. But I'm in this very unique situation where now I get to live every day exactly moment to moment because I have to by what my body allows me to do.
Okay.
Can I go for a surf? Can I go for a run? If I can go for a walk, if I can go for a surf, I'm going to, because that gives me so much mental, and it's me, it's my soul. I'm covered in skate tattoos, guys. I'm a surfer skater. I'm 48 years old. I never grew up. I live in Neverland. So my reality on life now is completely different to yours. You have to wake up and do a job.
Yeah.
I have to wake up and now either do what makes me miserable or do what makes me happy. And it's that sad cliche that it is the simple things in life, guys. I've always painted, I've always skated, I've always been. So now I wake up and I'm painting every day. I'm skating, I'm seeing my friends. The things I find joy in life now are what 3 weeks ago were quite mundane. So yeah, it's a very weird realm to live in, if you understand what I mean. And I have to continuously.
I think probably the you know, like you said, you and I have known each other a long way, and you know
Man.
that.
Yeah. Long time, brother.
And when you and I were talking the other week, you reminded me that I've always kind of been this deep thinker. That, I see things that just probably aren't even really there, because I just want to find the level beneath that level. And then, I wonder what, so like you were saying about the rabbit holes, I'm the sort of person that would sit there and contemplate a rabbit hole for about 6 months.
Not just one rabbit hole. Your rabbit hole would lead onto other rabbit holes, which leads into a black hole, which leads into the universe. It's amazing how your mind goes that way.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'll go deep down into the fucking Warren. And come out, and 9 times out of 10, it can take me into a dark place within myself.
Yeah, no.
And I don't I don't necessarily come out any wiser, but I don't know how to be what I'm not.
We we put too much pressure on ourselves on what others think about us, rather than what we truly believe about ourselves. If we are truly happy with ourselves,
right? So there's things. See, I would say we don't.
And being truly happy with yourself doesn't mean having everything. Truly happy with yourself just means being content with where you are at that time in space. And that's where I am. This is why my reality is completely different to you guys. At the moment, I'm on painkillers. I haven't taken them for you guys, but I am having a little whiskey and coffee, if you don't mind. I do smoke a bit of marijuana. But no, enjoy. Just get into the moment of there and then. Try and ignore what's going to happen or what has happened and just be. And when you do get those little moments of just being, you get this lovely little radiant of light. I sound like a Buddhist, don't I? But I'm not.
No. No, but
my reality is
because,
different to yours,
like
guys.
I said at the beginning, the thing that people will often try to do is they will they will try and do this thing where they hypothesize what they would do in your shoes, right?
Yeah.
And if I'm honest, there's probably a part of me that would fear if I was in your shoes, I might curl up and cry on the floor and go
I've done
into a
that.
dark. No, but go into a dark place where I consider myself an abject failure, rather than well. And interestingly, for those that don't know, I remember having a moment of clarity in March the 17th, Friday. I think it was Friday. I think it was a Friday. It was March the 17th, 2005, and I was in court, and I was waiting to go into court, and I was just about to go to prison. And it's a long story, but I won't get into why I didn't go into prison, why it never happened. But thank you, Jack Straw, who was then Home Secretary. Basically, long story short, prisons were full and there was nowhere for me to go. And but there was a moment I remember. I think it was about it was either 10:30 or 11:30. And I remember looking at the clock and realising, because I'd been on bail for about 6 months and had to appear at a police station, do you know what I mean, every 2 weeks and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It bollocks. And there was part of me playing the system and making sure I got all my social reports done and stuff, because I used to be an appropriate adult, and so I knew how a lot of these things worked and what you need to do to give yourself the best chance. And like I left London and moved back to Ainsbury, and stayed with my mum and moved in with my mum and stuff. And you do all of these things to just demonstrate to the judge you realise it every way and you're going to change and stuff like that.
Rehabilitated, yep,
right. And and there was a moment, like I said before, I was due to go into prison. Due to go into court, believing that I was going to prison. That I suddenly felt a calmness that I'd never had before in my life, and it was because everything was beyond my control, and I don't want to get, like you say, like fucking all Buddhist about it, but I slipped into a level of acceptance that I was okay with. But I was okay with. There was. Yeah. But what I mean is, it's like, it's not that I can't accept things, but it's just I often accept things.
It is what it is.
Yeah, but I mean, as somebody that coaches and does therapy, I often say to people, if you understand the circumstances can't change, what changes? And of course, the idea is that you look within and you realise it is what it is. So once you accept that, you stop trying to fight against something that won't change.
Yeah,
right.
You accept.
Yeah, and that's kind of that Bruce Lee philosophy of be like water and move around and go with the flow, right? Mm-hmm. But it was that. It wasn't that I was kind of voluntarily giving myself up to the situation. There was just a realization that it was now.
There's nothing that could be done.
There was nothing I could do. There was this part where the ego was just like, not silenced is the wrong way of looking at it. It was more like the ego.
The only thing that's left in your control in these situations, my friend, is how you mentally think about it.
Yeah, I know, but the thing
in those
about
situations, that's it.
But
everything else is taken away from you.
Is
everything else, your freedoms, everything is gone.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to get, which I'm not articulating very well, I appreciate that, is it was just as much my ego acknowledging or realising that for the first time in my life I couldn't affect the outcome.
Yeah.
And because I couldn't affect the outcome, I let go of all of the circumstances. That didn't mean I wasn't pissed off or afraid to go to prison. It was just a realisation in that moment, all right, I can't do nothing about this.
Anything. Nothing.
Yeah. The next 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever it is going to be decided by somebody else.
Yeah.
And I almost walked into court with a spring in my step. Because I just felt relieved, I think, that I couldn't do anything about it. So I couldn't, and maybe part of it was I was relieved I couldn't fuck it up. You know what I mean? Because left to my own devices, I'd already got myself into enough trouble The last thing you needed to do was let me try and sort it out. Do you know what I mean?
I'm on this. I'll represent myself. That's all good.
Don't worry about this. I've got it under control. And he's like, hang on a second, Watson, you're the one that got yourself into this mess. No, I've definitely got the answer. Let me figure it out. And that's so.
I've seen a few good men.
Yeah. And so I think part of me is afraid to talk about you dying of cancer, and I think I'm afraid because if the shoe was on the other foot, I'm afraid that I wouldn't accept it the same way. That I would try and I don't mean, because you and I have talked about this. You've actually said you don't feel like you're dying, so you're not going anywhere. No. You're not planning on it. Right?
No, I've told everybody that when I start to feel like the old fucking death claws are going to me, I'll tell everybody about it at the moment. Yeah, I'm still in the ring, boss. I'm still fighting. I'm swinging.
But you didn't when you and I were talking about it last week. You didn't even describe it as like the good fight or anything. You're just like, look, I don't actually feel that I'm unwell. You said to me, if I think about it, I feel that I'll be around for another, say, 7 or 8 years.
Yeah. I feel right now like I could take a couple of aspirin a 14-hour day in my old job.
Yeah.
And the medical trade around me and all my team are absolutely pressing red buttons. I mean, I got guys coming into the flat measuring up for bloody cot beds and everything like that. It's like, oh, dear God, guys, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
It's
but like you say, you're still running, you're still surfing.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm not so much running. I like to call it trodding. Yeah. Surfing, I'm out there. I won the Buddy Ball champ. Whoop. 2 days after they announced that I'm terminally ill, I sod this. Yeah. Went and won the Buddy Ball champion down at Tolkien. Big up the boys. No, it's a very weird place I find myself living in at the moment. I got one side of me telling me, all these medical teams, and the other side of me going, whatever.
How do you think you didn't go into the dark hole? That you didn't go down that warren? Because you know me, if I didn't see the warren, I'd start digging a hole trying to find it.
Dave, mate, you know me, you know my history. I mean, let's give you an order. I'm not the normal guy, guys. I'm not big in myself. I'm not a sorry story. I'm not anything. I loved my life. I've got no regrets. But my life has not been yours, Dave. You know where I come from. You know me. You know my history.
Just to give people context without...
Go for it, mate. Go for it. Go for it. No, go for it. Whatever you want, mate. This is all freedom of speech.
There's a difference in context and details. Fucking hell, mate. I know you're dying, but it's not all about you. Right? It's a fucking hell. You're a podcast guest. It's for my own ratings, you tick.
No, I'm sorry, Dave. Big up, big Dave Wave. Yeah. T-Rex arms here. Out back, pipeline. Move out of the way, Jamie.
Matt and I obviously went to primary school together, and we went to secondary school. Actually, I'm going to completely digress and get back to something. I seen a picture of you the other day. Ooh. I didn't know you went to Amesbury.
Oh, dear God. Yeah, mate. Because after Christ the King's School, that teacher hated me so much, my parents had to move me to Amesbury Methodist after I came back from Africa. And then from there, we hooked up again at Stonehenge School, didn't we, with Chris Quinn? Yeah, with Chris Quinn.
But I don't remember you leaving Christ the King's School.
No, because I got escorted out, didn't I, after I got the stone in the face.
I don't remember. I don't remember you not. No.
It was all hush meetings, and Matt's gone. That teacher, Mrs. We won't go into the name, but began with W, had 2 O's and a D in it. Absolutely hated me because of my dyslexia and ADHD, which we now know. But back then, I was just a lazy little shitbag.
Were you never in Mr. Martindale's class?
No. I got kicked out just before, mate. When we were into all the Star Wars stuff and did the Stonehenge project, I got kicked out just before the last year. I had to go to Amesbury Methodist, mate.
I didn't realise.
And that's when, me, you, Chris Quinn, that's when I was so stoked to meet you in Christ the King.
You and I reconnected with Stonehenge. Yeah. So anyway, so to go back, there's a little context for you. But Matthew spent a large part of his teenage life, for definite, in and out of children's homes and foster homes. So
yeah. Not the normal sort of thing.
No, but
Africa for most of my childhood. Between Ghana and England and West Africa and Christ the King and you guys, and at the age of 12 back to England, then Mum had a few issues with brain tumours and things, and she ended up in hospital.
It wasn't a nuclear family. It wasn't the middle class.
No, nowhere near it, mate. Nowhere near it.
That's what I mean. So
it explains a lot. It explains a lot, mate.
You pretty much spent the predominant part of your teenage years in children's homes.
So to get back to your original question, my philosophy and my outlook on life isn't the same as most people's because it's been quite twisted with my dark sense of humour.
Have you not had a breakdown about? Sorry, because I fucking am on a rabbit hole now.
No, go for it.
Have you not had like a fucking a breakdown? Like fuck, it's over.
What? No.
Yeah. Because part of me wonders if I'd be relieved as well.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not. This is why I'm finding.
No. I'm genuinely fascinated.
I've got mates around me calling me hero and an inspiration, and I don't feel like that. I am just being me. It's shit, guys.
Are you relieved?
But everybody's gonna go. What?
That it actually might.
Do you know what I'm liking? The freedom.
Yeah.
I don't have to work, mate. Yeah. It's like I've got early retirement. I've still got health.
No, because part of me, like, genuinely, as you and I were talking over each other,
it's a big fucking weight off your shoulders, mate. It's like, just live your life, mate. Do what you want to do. Oh,
but that's what I'm saying. Is part of me wonders, as you and I were talking about it, it's like, fucking hell, if I knew I never had to go to work, and I'm not slagging off my job or anything, but
I love my job.
It's, but I never had to do it again. But the freedom
just to be told, be happy.
Yeah.
Is very liberating. And if you're forced to because your medical condition, live that day by day and hour by hour. It's not like it gets bad, guys.
I'm now wondering. Yeah, but I'm now gone the other place. Like, I wonder how much you could get.
I'm not trying to sell cancer, by the way. I'm not trying to sell cancer, guys. Don't sign up for this. It's a shit show. I can show you video. It's not nice. Okay.
No. We're just doing it with good humour because we're just doing it with good humour because that's the way we are. But and it's a dark subject, and like I said,
it is.
I flipped now from like
liberating.
But this is what I'm saying because I've kind of flipped now from. Like, because it's as much as I'm like trying to talk to you about it, I'm sitting in a very selfish place where I'm trying to figure it out in case it happens to me, right? And why it would be okay.
It's all relevant to you.
But look, generally as a therapist, when people talk about things like this, they don't give a shit about the other person the way they think they do. What they're really doing is coming from without realising is what if it happens to me, all right? Now there's. Just before all the fucking triggered people get upset, there are exceptions to this when it's happened to somebody who's really close to you. Do you know what I mean? When it happens to your husband, your wife, your child, or your mum or your dad. But there is a genuine worry and a fear. But there is also part of that worry and fear is what if it happens to you?
You, yeah.
And especially, just like I said, it's. Yeah, because the other part of me's gone from like, how deep would that rabbit hole Warren be that I'd get into? The other part of me is just like, yeah, but if I had a brain tumour and was carrying a medical card that said I had a brain tumour, could I just walk down the street and do what the fuck I want and just go, it's not my fault, mate, I've got a brain tumour.
And free parking. I rocked up to the beach the other day. Mates in the van.
What makes me laugh
is... we stuck the free parking in at the beach. I put my wetsuit on, went for a surf. And this Karen, I'm sorry for using that word, but this Karen next door started to have a bit of... It was like, love, I've got terminal brain cancer. I'm going to be gone in like 12 weeks. Behave yourself. I'm going to go for one wet and a wave, and then I'm going to stagger back up and eat my pasty. Her face, it was like, but I don't want to do it out of meanness, and I didn't, but it was like, stop judging people. Just enjoy your life. Live, man.
So to give some more context, when I was on bail, when I got into trouble in 2000... So my court case was 2005, but I got into trouble in 2004. And in between that period of time when I was on bail, they closed. So I was investigated for bank fraud, and they shut all my bank accounts down. So I've got no means. So that's how So here's a funny thing, right? This is how I beat the system. Right?
Go on.
I went bankrupt. Because whilst I wasn't bankrupt, I was not allowed a bank account. by going bankrupt, the law required any high street bank I went into to give me a bank account.
My account's to reopen it to be able to get back in, yeah.
And he's just like, this is fucking ridiculous, right? So I went bankrupt, wrote off all my debts, but there was a point, and of course I couldn't do that until after the court case. So it's like 6 months of no bank accounts. And trust me, when you've got no bank accounts, you're fucking relying on people to be helpful. Right?
Yeah.
But I've got this woman, bless her. She phoning me up because these creditors. I don't know if you'd be allowed to do it now, but creditors, they were just like, every week, yeah, you're behind on your payments, right? And so we're now charging you 50 quid. And this is just, and because you can't negotiate a means to pay them, they just keep adding more money to the debt.
Adding up, yeah. But it's the way
I think I went from I had about 1,500 quid on credit cards, and ended up going bankrupt for like 16, 17 grand. And it was just all penalty charges. All of it was penalty charges.
Why did they get their teeth in, my friend?
Well, I didn't get fuck all in the end, did they? Right? But this woman phones me up. She phones the house. And she's like, oh, can I talk to David Watson? It's like, yeah. How can I help? Oh, well, I'm from such and such. And you owe this money, blah, blah. I said, yeah. And she said, look, and long story short, she goes to me, Mr. Watson, you're going to be in serious trouble. And I was just like, okay, can we just qualify what your idea of trouble is versus my idea of trouble? She goes, well, because we're blah, blah, blah. And I said, yeah, but I'm on bail and I think I'm going to prison in a couple of months. And she just went, I am so sorry. I didn't mean to be troubling you. I am really sorry, Mr. Watson. And I was like, no, it's cool. I said, I think your idea of being in real trouble and my idea of real trouble are different. Yeah. I said, I think I actually really am already in trouble.
yeah. Your reality of troubles are on a different plane to mine.
Mate, change the entire context of the conversation.
I don't watch TV. I'm a bit of a music freak. And I haven't had a TV. Had letters from TV licensing. You need a license. You get them every 3 years. I always phone them up. Look, I don't have a TV. I don't do this. I don't do that. It's literally just this. Don't need one. Blah blah blah. And I had enough this day, so I phoned them up. I went, look, guys, I've just got some bad news. I'm terminally. You should have heard of it. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, can you just stop sending me them? At least for the next 12 weeks, I can do without this shit through me letterbox as well. So for once in their life. The TV licensing have actually done a special thing. So for the rest of my life, I get no shit from the TV line. I'm so stoked with that. Mate. That's a win-win for us common folk. Yeah.
But that's weird, isn't it? Here's a win for us common folk. Look, I'm dying and I don't need a TV license.
Yeah. Just leave me the fuck alone, will you?
Could you stop hassling me?
Yeah. But
this is a funny thing, right?
What?
No, but this is the stupid thing. This is how fucking stupid that is, right? They've taken you off the list because you're dying, right? Mm-hmm. They wouldn't take you off the list when you don't have a TV.
I know, yeah.
Because by definition, you have to have a TV to have a TV license, and you don't have a TV, so you don't need a TV license, right? But that's not sufficient to take you off their list.
But no. I had to be dying from cancer. It was like, that got me. Right, I'm free. Thank you. This is the liberation I'm talking about. This is the freedom that is out there for the world to be enjoyed. No more TV licenses, my friends. It's breathtaking. You can drink your coffee in the morning, scratch your balls, and the world is good. I'm telling you.
What do you reckon is going to happen afterwards?
What, to me?
Well, I'm asking you, but I'm really hoping you have insight for me.
I don't think this is it. Whenever you're
I want you to do better than that.
I'm going to.
When it's my time,
I'm coming to it, my friend. I'm coming to it. This is my honest, true belief from a non-very spiritual but believing person. Whenever I've been in shit. Whenever we're in shit in this world, whenever everything's against us, we always talk to that one person. Now, let's not call him anything. Let's not call that anything, please.
I thought you were going to say me, and I was about to say not everybody knows how to get hold of me.
Let's not do this. I honestly believe we're all we're all on the same river.
Yeah.
It's just some people decide to build big frigging boats and call them certain frigging things. I think we all need to jump off these big frigging boats and just enjoy the swim in the river.
Unless you can't.
I honestly, yeah. Well, then get used to it. Just enjoy the tide.
Wait, there's
and let
somebody
it take
getting
you where it
triggered right
takes you.
now saying, "Oh fucker, I can't swim."
Mate, then jump on those that can and enjoy the ride with the big smile with the family and groups you're supposed to be with.
So
We're
you
all
think
in the big.
you think you're going to carry on?
I honestly believe in the philosophy that the universe has 100% energy. And I am made up of a part of that energy. Once I die, that energy is going to be released for the universe to use as it wants. I'm not saying that I'm going to come back as Matt. I'm not even saying that this is ever going to be recreated or I'm ever going to be remembered as myself again or I am going to live on. But I have taken enough.
But you don't believe there's a death.
It's not the end. It's not the end. It is just another energy journey, my friend.
So it just
I am going
on
on somewhere to some other. The universe has to use that energy. If there is no more than 100% energy in the universe at one time, you can't have 110% energy. 100%, and I take up 0.00001% of that. That universe is going to reuse me somewhere else as a shooting star, as a galactic dust, as that wind that blows by your face.
But do you believe
my energy will be used?
Yeah, but you're referring to it as energy,
and that gives me faith. Yeah, that gives me faith because energy, others will read as soul. Energies, others will read as faith. So you believe
there's something that's conscious that continues?
Yes. There's too many perfect mistakes in this universe for it not to be created, my friend. And that's beautiful.
Mm.
That's it. I'm not going to argue there's a God. I'm not going to argue anything. I'm just saying there's too many beautiful mistakes in the entire universe, from gravity to
going to that
to everything.
Arguing about whether there's a God or not.
It's just
right.
It's just. I'm not talking God. I'm talking.
No. But I actually
faith.
think the real argument, if there is, and I know we're not going to get into it, but it's not. Is there a God? It's if there is, what is it?
It's understanding, it's questioning, and believe it or not, I believe it to be loving and kind.
That sounds like a toddler.
Yeah. Playing with a toy.
So basically, you think God
Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that wonderful?
Till it has a tantrum and gets tired and won't go to bed.
Yeah, but the innocence of it.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
The innocence. No, I love it. I love it.
You know, bearing in mind, I wrote a book on reincarnation.
I'm not that kind of guy. I'm an ex-punky, you know.
No, I'm not asking. I'm just,
you know, yeah. But that's. I don't think there's. I'm not into that. I just believe that this is too great a mistake to be a mistake. All of it, not me, just all of it, just the maths of it. Even Hawkins and everybody's the same. It's like, whoa! I like that. I like that, and I like the fact that we never know until we go. And I take comfort in that. So fine. It's just another journey, my friend.
Yeah, no. Look, I wrote a book on reincarnation, so it's not like, you know.
Yeah. It's just how I see it. It's deathbed philosophy, my friends. I'm not turning into a Christian that believes all of that, you know.
Like I said, it's very, you know, like I said, it's very.
I believe there's a lot to learn from all of it.
You know,
that will make your life easy.
No, but in terms of, you know, I've sort of sound like a stuck record. I wrote a book on reincarnation, but I've written that book from a point of view where I'm perfectly healthy and don't believe I'm about to die. Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm saying. Yeah. It's the thing that fascinates me, and it does fascinate me. One is I'm fortunate enough that you and I are good enough friends, and we've known each other long enough that I'll just ask you whatever's on my mind. Whereas,
And you know me, honestly enough to give you the answer.
I already know because I know you and I have a lot of mutual friends. I already know that half of them wouldn't dare ask you any questions because they didn't.
I know, and this is why I love you, because I've got friends that actually need to ask me these questions, and they're just not, and I'm offering it.
They're worried about offending you, whereas I'm like, fucking offending him. He's not going to be here in a couple of months. Fuck that.
No, this is
I need to know.
Because it helps. This is a two-way street with my friends.
It does.
Yeah, man.
And like I said, look, I'll be upfront and honest. A part of me is asking from a place of fear.
This is the truth of it, guys. I may be dying, but these bastards have to live with the fact that I'm not going to be here. Did you know what I mean? It's easier for me. I'm the one dying. They have to live without me. I mean, that's a hard life, guys.
But this is what I'm saying, because we all have a level of self-importance.
Yeah.
And if you don't, you should.
Yeah.
And like
self-worth. Just accepting what you are and loving what you are.
So let's do the cliche stuff.
Let's go for it. Let's go cliches. Let's do it. Cliches coming your way.
No, but let's
do you want the list? Do you want the list?
Hang on, shut up, right? Fucking hell, you're going to die sooner than you imagined if you carry on like that.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Right? Because if this is the podcast that sends it into the stratosphere, you're going to have all of these quotes that end up on Pinterest. Do you know what I mean?
Here we go. Number one for Pinterest. The ocean.
So let's go with the cliches.
The human soul.
Let's go with the cliches. Right? Let's start with the cliches.
Let's do it.
Right. If you could go back to your teenage self, what would you tell him?
Have more belief in yourself.
Have more,
and not what others see in you.
Okay. How would you make him listen to that?
I couldn't.
So
if I'm talking about me, looking back, there's lessons that life will teach you. Yeah. There's lessons that you learn from life. And I'm afraid there's quite a few here that you don't get until you've actually been through it.
No, but
the truth is acceptance of oneself.
No, but that's a fucking cop-out, right? I want you to imagine. Pay attention. I want you to imagine, right?
I'm here, Watson. Yeah.
You are. You're back in front of. You can pick the teenage years, which year you want it to be, right? I don't care. And you've somehow managed to convince that version of you that this is real, right?
Right. I've got you.
What are you going to tell him and why?
Those kids over there that you look up to, mate, that you really want to impress and you want to make your friends, don't want to be your friends. It doesn't matter, mate, because you're amazing. Keep going. Look at yourself. Those that want to be with you will be there. Your Watsons, your Chris Quinns, your Gregs, they will be there. Okay, son? Don't worry about what you're wearing. Don't worry about how you look. All that matters is about how you act with those people that matter to you. And that's the hardest lesson, mate. Is not caring about those that you want to care about you. Because you see something in them that you want to see in yourself, and you want them around you, so you become part of that. Rather than understanding what you are.
I think when you were saying earlier about...
If you understand.
I do actually, because you said something that resonated, and when you and I were talking about happiness earlier, and sometimes what it is to be happy, is happiness, in a sense, is or part of it is not worrying or trying to impress those people that don't want to be your friends.
Yeah.
You waste so many.
It's about wasting your energy and trying to and the reason you want them to be your friends, and the truth is because there's some quality or some characteristic in that character in front of you that you subconsciously or consciously latch onto. I'm talking personally. I'm not talking I'm talking personally here, guys. And I found that a lot, and I wish I could tell my younger self that it doesn't matter that the cool kids don't think you're cool because you are cool, mate, in your own way. Look at you, son. You know, you're into this, you're into
too many of us.
I was too caught up with what everybody else was thinking about what I was, rather than me being happy.
Yeah,
with what I was.
Too many of us spend too much time trying to impress other people for reasons we don't understand.
Yeah, we chase false idols and false gods, through materialistic and personal pleasures.
I tell you what,
because
I have a different outlook on materialistic things. I think I have a different outlook on. Well, no, I tell you why. Because one's materialistic thing is different to another, right? Yeah. So, I remember. Do you remember your 40th birthday? What did I buy you?
Oh, you bought me a skateboard, Comet skateboard, 1974 Comet skateboard, original, right. My brew.
Right, but that brought you a great deal of happiness.
Oh,
I
yes.
I don't know if you still got it. You might have fucking got rid of it.
I do. It's actually hung in my mate's tattoo shop above my chemotherapy mask.
Right.
As a memorabilia wall for me.
But it's materialistic.
Yeah.
But it brought a great deal of happiness.
But then Oscar Wilde also turned around and went, have nothing in your home or your heart that you do not find functional or beautiful.
Yeah, but it's not in your fucking home. You've offloaded it to the local tattooist.
That's because I'm dying. And he wanted no. It's because I'm dying. He did all my artwork and he's my brew. Okay, and it's a memorial wall in shop for me. So, okay, I'm allowed that one, ladies and gentlemen. But there's a difference between materialistic and wanting the latest iPhone and the latest this, and actually make amends with what you have. And the easiest analogy I can make is right now. In the olden days, I would like a £200 dinner plate with a £3 pasty on it. Right now, I prefer a £5 pasty on a paper plate.
I don't think Ginsters cost £5.
Oh, mate, get out of Cornwall. Get out. No, we're not even going there. Ginsters, ladies and gentlemen, is not a pasty.
That's a cheap private joke.
You'd be saying cream first next, man. Jam first, then cream. Get out of Cornwall. Oh, I'm going to slap you, son.
No. So this is the thing: is when people talk about materialistic things, right? I think there's buying something because you hope it makes you happy.
Yeah.
And then there's buying something you know will make you happy. You know, and I don't care whether that's an 80 million.
Never shop when you're hungry.
Yeah.
Never shop when you're hungry, my friends.
No, but it's like when people say, like, when they hear somebody spent £10 million on a picture, they're like, do you know how many lives he could have or she could have saved with that? Who cares? It's their money.
It's all relevant to that person, though. It's all relevant to that person.
But that £10 million piece of art might put a smile on their face every day.
Yeah.
And to them, it's priceless. It's that value.
Yeah.
You know, it's not materialistic to them. You know,
no.
And it's funny that some of the best memories you have can be free, you know, but then some of the best memories you have cost a fortune. You know, it all depends what you do.
Emotionally, they cost you a fortune. But I'll tell you what, the more I look back, the harder my life was, the more I actually look back at that part as a bit of like, Jesus, that was funny. And do you know what I mean?
I do, yeah, but there's sometimes in life you wouldn't wish it on your worst enemy.
Oh God, no! But time is a great healer, my friend.
Yeah. No, it is. You know, but you and I have both been through things with exes and stuff like that.
Oh Jesus, yeah.
You wouldn't wish it on.
No.
You wouldn't wish it on them. You know, that's how much it hurt. No. You wouldn't wish it on them, and I wish quite a bit on them. Do you know what I mean? I'm not.
Oh, at the time, yeah, but you do go evil, you know. When love's
that,
involved,
mate, I wish it now.
You always did go. You always did go for those harder ones, though. I don't know. Mine have got a special place in my heart. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. That's actually but that's actually a good point. I was trying to explain this to somebody today. Is that there's a part of your heart that they never leave.
No, I read. I've been doing quite a bit of reading of late, and I read a great line the other day when it comes to
progress
this sort of
colouring
thing.
Books.
Mate, it is. I've stopped eating crayons and licking windows as well. You'd be
Oh, well done, man. I'm fucking
Yeah,
super proud of you.
Oh, I even wipe my own bum now. Well, for the next couple of weeks at least.
Not for long, mate. Not for long. Mate, you're about 6 weeks away from not even knowing you've had a shit.
That's a bit wet. Can we just get a damp on that one? But anyway, I read this great line.
But that's the bit, mate. There's going to be a point when you won't even realise it happened. Trust me, I work in care work.
That's fine by me, because as long as you keep me morphined up, mate, I'm good. I'm good to go, bro. You know what I mean? Just surfboard, skate, and cock in hand. I'm happy to go meet whoever it is afterwards. But anyway, I read this little line, and for love and for everything that I feel for it now, it just sums it up perfectly. How can you make a stranger of an enemy out of somebody that has seen your soul? So no matter what, there's always going to be that connection with that person. If they've ever truly been loved and they've looked into your soul, how can you make that person an enemy of that soul? You can't. And in this day, in my reality, that's how I see all my exes and all my loved and everything in the past. There's no negativity when I look back. I think all the negative with jumping off cliffs and shit. It's all gone, mate.
I think for most people, what popped into my head when you said that, and I agreed with you, but what popped into my head was, how could somebody I loved so much have knowingly hurt me so badly?
Because you didn't work, my friend, and that's not you.
No. I didn't look for a fucking answer.
Universe.
I was telling you the question that popped into my head, you dickhead.
Yeah,
fucking hell, mate. Sharing a vulnerable moment with you there, and you decide to patronise me. Fuck you.
No, that wasn't patronising. That was straight out of the heart, Watson. You know what I mean? So you get warts and all.
No, but like I said, because that's the interesting thing, isn't it? Because you and I, I'm still clinging on, whereas you're like,
I'm not.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. There's different perceptions.
This is why I say the realities are, and this is what I have to wake up to every day. Guys, I'm acting brave here. Trust me, I cry. The reality of my situation hits me.
To be fair.
Oh, trust me, yeah. I'll get me going. I'm gone. The reality is,
telling me can't have a slice of lardy cake and watch him cry.
Mate, you better be bringing that shit down for me.
I'll be bringing some lardy cake.
I'll be bringing I can't wait. Oh, lardy cake and a cup of tea.
But so mate, this is another thing. I used to always bring Matt lardy cake.
All the time. Mate, since I was born in Wiltshire, born in Africa, but Amesbury, Salisbury is my home. It's where I grew as a grom.
Yeah.
And lardy cake is just heaven to my taste buds at that Christmas. Oh, a cup of tea, happy days. But my reality now, it's weird, mate. I don't live your life anymore.
No, but that's a really good point, isn't it? Because
opposite to everything.
Yeah, because like you say,
and
there's
I've got
finality.
To every day accept. I've got to accept the fact that I don't see my life like anybody else. I mean, I've been offered Macmillan treatment and therapy to go sit with 80-year-old guys that are in my same. I've got nothing in common with them. They've all gone black hole. That's why I had to run away from the wards during my treatment, because it was all black hole. They had all gone black hole. There was very few, even with the staff, it was all false. And I can't handle that. I need reality. I need Watsons. I need people to go, fucking man up, you're just dying, you cunt. It's called life.
It's a dire point in time when I'm your place of comfort.
Yeah.
So it really is the end for you, isn't it, mate?
Yeah, it's done, mate. You know, I've signed up for it. This is my it's a weird place to live.
No, but I just want to go back to that, because there's a realization of something that is that you, like I was saying at the beginning, is I wanted to explore the differences in reality, because people cliche about what you should and shouldn't do, and if I was in your shoes, and we were talking about past relationships you and I have discussed when we both had the same reality.
Open it.
You know, we've always been very good at talking to each other about things like that.
Oh yeah. Whiskey and waves, my friends. Whiskey and waves.
Yeah. And you you just let it go. It was a point in time, a reference in time, and we're all from the same place, and it's the same soul. And as you were talking about that, was just like, yeah, but how did someone I love so much knowingly hurt me like that? And then the realization that changed slightly was I'm still holding on to it.
I'm not. I actually spoke to one of my exes the other day after 2 years. She broke my heart, and it was when I jumped off the cliff. And it was quite weird for her to start off with until she actually realised that there was no alternate meaning behind my phone call, apart from, sorry guys, I'm having a little morphine wee here, apart from actually saying, hey, how are you? You're important to me. You mean a lot. You know, how's life?
So has all the hurt gone?
Everything. That.
Where do I get morphine from? It's doing fucking wonders for you.
I literally, I'm not actually on that, but well, yeah, enough. But
think of your best mate Dave. Think
of
Watson now.
I'm there for
think of
Watson. I've got my own pharmacist that will literally deliver to my front door, mate. It's quite. I don't need it yet, but I'm taking full advantage. I don't have to walk 10 minutes.
Just fucking stockpile a bit of it for Watson.
All hatred, everything. It's like I say. You look back at the worst times of your life.
Yeah.
I went back to a cliff where I jumped off after drinking a bottle of whiskey about 8 weeks ago, and I sat there and I listened to music and I giggled and I thought about all the wonderful years afterwards and how bad I felt there and how stupid I was to do it. But it wasn't out of anger or regret or sorrow. It was just out of understanding of that's where I was at that time. But where I am now, it's understanding. It's life. It's mental, mate. It all goes. And I know it doesn't go for everybody because I've witnessed it in the wards. I've seen, recently, my medical history. I've seen the guys, they give up. They let go. And I'm not doing that. It's just not in me. This is me through and through till the very end of days. It's I don't know. It's just acceptance and just. I've had a good life, mate. It's been fun.
Right.
And I've had troubles, and it just fades. It just fades. Everything fades.
Okay, well, I'm going to finish it there. You and I are going to carry on talking afterwards anyway. But I'm going to finish it there.
Sorry, Dave. 2 secs.
Go on.
No, it's all yours. Go.
Oh, right. But a question that I like to ask everybody is: imagine there's no limitations. You can choose whatever you want. Okay, but you could be any time, any place in history. Where are you? What are you doing? What music are you listening to? And what are you driving?
Oh, mate, this is actually really quite straightforward. It's a red hot Monday afternoon. It's North Fistral. It's me and the entire Kook Troop. It's Greg. We've been there from 9:30 in the morning. Red hot day. Perfect 2-3 foot left right handers. It's the end of the evening. We've got Reef. Raise your hands up. Raise your hands up. Playing loud out the camper vans. You're there. Dunk's there. Greg's there. The Grom's there. Sun's beaming. The Grom grabs his little foam. He paddles out. I stick on a pair of board shorts and a shirt, paddle out, and we just had 2 hours of the best evening surf of my life. And then I went free diving and we had spider crabs for that evening, fresh on the beach.
But we did that.
Yeah, me and you for my birthday. It was my 38th birthday. Yeah, you and me
went and caught the spider crabs, yeah.
There we go. That to me. That is my perfect...
what? Just for people that haven't
take me back to those days. Take me back to those days, son.
In case people haven't realised, what Matt's actually describing is a day that happened, and it was his birthday several years ago. And Matt and I went out, dived.
It was just perfect.
We surfed, dived. You and I went surfing, dived, caught spider crabs, cooked them on the beach, listened to me as a sunset over North Fistral.
There was about 8 of us. It was the whole crew. Yeah, it was a proper surf mission. And then later we went on that fateful week where it did nothing for the rest of the week, but absolutely pissed it down. And we travelled around Cornwall. I just got out of hospital, hadn't I, from a lung infection.
Yeah.
And we travelled around Cornwall getting absolutely... Mate, the pictures downpour through like, no, happy days. I loved it. Loved it. That's my happy place.
Well, that's a
Always will
place to
be.
end. Thank you very much.
My boys, my friends, it's been an absolute pleasure. You have been ginged.
See you on the other
Dave,
side.
love you, mate.
Love you too, dude.
You will do, my friend. Love you too, boss.